The Constants of Metaphysics, an exercise in Apologetics by Valerie Lynn Stevens. There are quantum particles which have been observed to exist in more than one place and time, which can mysteriously influence other particles not within its range. This is called quantum non-locality or quantum entanglement. Albert Einstein referred to it as spooky action at a distance. Perhaps spiritual or metaphysical entities can be sensed by humans and even animals due to this quantum phenomenon. Also, the experience, which many have had, whereby we can sometimes sense when we are being directly observed by another person outside of our ocular scope, may someday be proven to have a correlation to the quantum entanglement of the mind field or cosmic consciousness. And perhaps these spiritual entities and forces are ever present on a subatomic level, which is why they remain so elusive from a hard science purview. And perhaps what theologians and philosophers refer to as God's omniscience is enabled through this quantum non-locality intellective property. Furthermore, perhaps this would also be a way to synthesize any fallacies of mutual exclusivity being assumed relating to the doctrine of pre-election and free will. The quantum mechanical behavior of some entangled particles known as superposition could reconcile for some the concept that individuals in all of the possible paths taken, as well as our ultimately spiritually defining choices, can be known to God all at once, much like what we perceive as the past, present, and future, whilst also allowing for freedom of will. Meaning that the mind of God exists naturally in a state of quantum superposition, as do all possible worlds or parallel universes known in theoretical physics as the many worlds interpretation. Moreover, perhaps these multiverses are being created as we speak, with each deed done or left undone, while we dwell here on earth and make our way in this world, which will then be the lot of our eternal inheritance. Romans 2:6 and John 14:2. In finale, one could reasonably surmise not only that physics are just as legitimate as metaphysics, that science is just as legitimate as what we call spirituality, and that religious, spiritual concepts and beliefs in things like eternity, infinity, and everlasting life are just as much a part of hard science observed phenomena as special relativity, quantum physics, and the like. We have seen their effects no matter which language we use to describe it. And what humans are capable of seeing and observing, I believe, doesn't even come close to what ultimate reality actually is in its totality. Thus, as physicists and like-minded people all across God's great earth continue their search for the holy grail of physics and quantum physics, grand unified theory, the creator of all is the one who ultimately decides what humankind needs to know and will be granted access to. But in the end, all will have been given adequate knowledge and insight, and all will be without excuse.